Hello, everyone, and welcome to sorry, wow, clear my throat. The Experience Podcast. It's just me this week. I know I've been doing a bunch of these, but I've been pretty busy. I've actually have a decently busy travel schedule this next kind of month, so that's why we're doing this. And people are busy, so we're doing more of these commentaries. This one, I'm kind of going. I'm trying to go kind of in order. Um, but this one's I think pretty interesting. This is, to the best of my knowledge, the only episode that I am not in. So it is episode number 20, the meta episode, is what I called it for some reason. Um, and this is one where I let Connor and Tanner do a podcast. They met a couple people, Alex and Macy, at uh, a gathering, a social gathering, is what I'll say. And I guess they brought the bond. I'm trying to remember the full story, but that's the sorry, I'm adjusting like my headphones. Um, so that's the gist of it. They met them, and then all of a sudden they were like, "Hey, we're doing a podcast. Do you want to come on?" So that's what we're doing here. We're gonna do a commentary for this episode. Again, I'm not on this episode. I have listened to it. When I edited it, I did listen to it, but I haven't listened to it, since then. So, this was released in November 2018, so I probably haven't really listened to it since then. But let's get into it. The usual things. We're going to break this down into three different parts. It's a long episode. It's 55 minutes. So yeah. And I will let you know when I jump in to make any remarks or whatever. But here we go.
So yeah, we were just talking about Up and The Incredibles, and those are my favorite Pixar movies. Connor, what about you?
I would agree. I think Up is my favorite Pixar movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a good movie.
Okay,
Okay.
now that you
Right.
mention it, I don't know. I can't remember any Pixar movies. But I guess I would rock with. Is Toy Story Pixar?
Yes.
The first
Okay.
one, right?
The first one only?
I think it was. Well, I think Toy Story. The first one was
They're all
Pixar.
Pixar.
Well, I mean,
Oh, they
it
switched
was
it.
Pixar's first film, right?
Oh.
Yes, I think it was.
Pause it here. Let's do a fact check. Yes, Toy Story was Pixar's first, and all the Toy Stories are Pixar movies. So as Tanner struggles through that, that's your maybe my commentary will really just be a fact check on the things I say. But anyway,
There we go with the OG.
I know there's a
Mhm.
weird era where it's like Disney Pixar and then people would fight over which one had claim to which movies. But that was annoying. I think my favorite's definitely Wall-E. I'm a huge fan.
Wall-E
I
is
forgot
good.
about that.
Love space.
I'm
Yeah.
ready for that future.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Are they making Wall-E 2? Was that a rumor?
I don't think they're making Wall-E 2.
Okay, I thought I read something.
Oh, Wall-E 2 would be too like happy. Like everything's just going from bad to good. It's just
Or
they have
maybe
some-
it's like they go back to Earth and it's what does Wall-E do now or something like that. It could happen.
it could happen
Potentially.
potentially.
I could see it.
Thank you. This is the Experience Podcast, episode 20, special edition. It is me and someone else.
And someone else. Do you want me to? I always wanted to say to someone else.
Well,
Usually
you just
Daniel
said
will
someone
introduce himself as someone else, and it's,
No, Daniel usually says it's me and someone else. I'm usually the someone else. You're the
and then
someone
he
else.
says and someone else and someone else.
Yeah, and you just did that.
Okay. Yeah, and so
Done.
and so the someone else's can
Yeah.
introduce themselves.
Okay, well, I am Macy. Excited to be here.
I'm Alex. Also excited.
And I thought it was episode 19.
It was. Well, I lied. So we recorded yesterday, also.
Okay.
And then I forgot that like when you record something like beforehand, the number goes up by 1. So
Counting
this
is hard.
Counting is hard.
Yeah.
So this is episode 20
The previous
Yeah.
episode was with Peter and Daniel.
with Peter and me.
You were on that?
I was that one. I'm on the Experience Podcast. You don't know that?
I thought you weren't available.
No, I was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is cast.
we're gonna pause here. The riveting conversation. Yeah. So like I said, this is one where I don't remember why it wasn't on this one. I think I was. It was a combination of I wasn't available, and they met up with them and wanted to do a podcast. Like by they, I mean Tanner and Tanner and Connor met up with them, as I kind of described earlier, and wanted to bring them on, but I can't recall sort of why I didn't go on. Maybe they'll talk about it, but yeah, okay. Well, let's see what they say.
And also, you like lying is a very common theme. Because
Mhm.
I've realized
is
your
your
name
name?
is not.
My name?
Yes.
How'd you know? How'd
I
you?
said, I think I spoiled it.
You spoiled it?
I still don't know.
It's Connor.
Oh, really?
Okay.
It's my actual
Yeah.
name. It's not Chad. That
Yes.
was.
That is confusing.
Yeah.
He likes to confuse people.
I know. Well, because usually you usually see someone like at a party, and you usually never see him again. So I just like make up a name. Sometimes it's been Chad lately.
I knew it wasn't
lot.
Chad.
Chad
I knew
was
from the
Chad.
beginning.
Yeah.
He doesn't look
Also,
like a Chad.
for the listeners, we met at a party.
We met at a yeah,
Halloween party.
a Halloween party.
Spooky. Yes.
It wasn't spooky.
No, they stole the blow up.
They did. So that was pretty spooky because that was like legally like not cool.
Yeah,
It was a great
But-
area.
I guess.
Yeah.
They had like 7 that they stole.
Yeah.
I overheard some conversation.
Well, we were in the conversation,
We were-
but we weren't like talking to them. We were just kind of like standing there so we wouldn't get kicked out of the party.
Why would you get kicked out of the
I
party?
don't know, some people were looking at us in the
Right.
frat because we were just some random dudes that
Weren't in the frat.
weren't in the frat.
I see.
So,
I don't have that problem because I'm not a random dude.
oh,
That's true.
sad.
I was right.
Pausing here. This is going back. I'm a little behind here, but Connor famously uses the fake name Chad. Why does he do it? No, the world may never know. But anyway, okay, we'll get back into it.
Random dudes. It's a little bit harder to get into a party.
So how'd you get in that night?
We followed some
We
girls.
followed
and-
some- well,
yeah,
you
I
knew
said,
them, you
"We're-"
knew the
I knew
girls.
them. Yeah, and I was like, just we're with them, and they're like, oh, okay.
I also know someone in that frat, so we could have gotten in just fine. But it's fun to play risky.
Yeah, just give a fake name. What
Plus
were you?
he's-
What were you dressed up as?
I was a sexy cop.
It was
He
not. It
wasn't-
was a suit.
He was wearing a gold suit.
I was wearing my gold suit.
A shitty gold suit from
It is
Amazon.
not. It is a nice gold suit.
It's not. It's like made out of
Polyester.
polyester. So it's
It,
really.
it's nice. It's shiny. That
Well-
one guy complimented us when we were walking back.
Yeah, we were walking back, and some guy's like, "Wow, real cool costume. What are you supposed to be?" And he said, "Sexy cop," really loudly.
Sexy cop, really loudly.
Of course.
Not
the-
really loudly. It was normal
But
volume.
the actual cops, like GTPD, was right behind him.
Yeah, and he was
waiting
like,
for them to go.
Yeah.
So it's kind of awkward.
You
'cause-
thought you were like catcalling him.
yeah,
Sexy
yeah,
cop.
nice sexy cop costume.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was mine. It's not really a costume. It's just because that was the only thing I had. So,
I
yeah.
feel like you could have come up with a better like name for that.
Willy Wonka was good.
Oh, okay. You could have just been the golden ticket.
Could have been the
That's
golden
true.
ticket.
That's true.
I didn't think about that.
That sounds much better.
Yeah. Next year. Next year
Next
I would be
year,
the golden
Or you,
Wear
ticket.
it
or you
again.
could just like paint your whole body gold and like just stand still in the middle of the party.
That's
and be
way
like,
That is a
better.
lot. That's
That's
a good
great
idea.
When people come up to you, you just
Yeah.
like move.
And then people be like, "You're not in this frat. Can you leave?" And I'll be like, "I can't move."
I'm inanimate.
Uh huh.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna stay there for the whole party.
that's a good idea.
That's a good-
actually,
you wanna
that
do that?
requires some dedication.
Not really. Just
You have
stand
to-
there.
Paint your face gold. I feel like, I mean,
Pretty difficult.
I don't know, getting
Is
like
that-
gold paint out of your face is kind of. It would take a long time. It would just be a process, and you have to put it on. You'd have to have someone put it on.
Someone put it because you can't put it on
Paint
yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
No.
it just seems like a process. But if you're willing to go above and beyond, like those
Mhm.
people that actually do the costume for like money, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Like on the street.
yeah, on the street, they just like stand
Oh,
still.
the statues,
The
yeah.
fake statues, human statues. You can be one of those guys.
At a party.
Not an actual statue. You are a.
So
human
I'm like
statue.
pretending to be a statue.
Yes. No, you're pretending to be a human statue. One of those guys on the streets.
So I'm pretending to be one of those guys on the streets who's
Correct.
pretending to be
Correct.
a human statue or a real.
Nope.
Pausing here. I have no idea what Tanner is talking about. I am lost. I'm like, sometimes I'm like trying to rationalize what is Tanner. You know, I guess this is I don't know, a common theme of maybe my conversations with him and all that. But yeah, I am not sure what he's talking about. But anyway, let's get going here.
Nope.
statue.
A real statue. That's maybe a statue of a human.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I'm here
That
for
made
it.
yeah. That's next year.
That's next year. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to double. I'd be like a fake Statue of Liberty. If you
And I
if
would
we could
be,
just
like the new like Buddhist statue that they just made. That's the
Which one? I don't know.
The new one.
Well, you have to go with the gold suit because you already have the gold suit.
Oh, so it's got to be like I could be like a gold. I don't even know who it was. Buddha, I
Willy
guess.
Wonka.
I could be
You
Willy
can
Willy Wonka.
Gold Willy
Just
Wonka.
full
Yeah.
circle.
And
Mhm.
I'll be the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What do you think?
Yeah.
you'll
What do you
be for
guys?
Halloween
What's your
next year?
next year Halloween
It's
plans?
Next year
361
Halloween.
days away. but-
Yeah.
Oh wow, you already know.
Quick
We were kind of talking about this on the way over. We were just like, we both just like finished watching Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix, which is like
Sabrina the Teenage
Sabrina
Witch.
Teenage Witch, which is like
Okay.
dark.
Mhm.
But there's like these like triplet like witches, and they're like very much like my aesthetic. So like that's what I want to be.
Very creepy. Good stuff.
But yeah.
Definitely witchy. Huge fan of witchy vibes.
My costume this year was really bad. I like tried to be a vampire, but I didn't really commit to it. So I just kind of wore black.
That was good. You had like the bite mark going on.
I did have a little
Just like
bite
the
mark.
arc and then some temporary tattoos.
Some temporary tattoos.
Yeah. Did you do anything else after you left?
No, not really. That was about it.
We went back.
Well, because I had class next morning at 8 a.m.
I had an exam the next day.
Really?
Yeah.
And you still okay?
Yeah, I went to Buckhead after that too.
Me too.
Really?
Me too.
Oh my gosh. Wait, where'd you go?
Well, I went to MJQ, which isn't Buckhead, but
Okay.
definitely did not go home at a reasonable hour.
Oh, same. I went to Lost Dog, and did I tell you about our Uber there?
No.
Emma called us the weirdest Uber ever. It was this dude, and we got in the car, and we were with Clarice, who's like the hottest person ever. Like
It's true,
everybody's
it's true.
super into Clarice, and I think that's why he was like being really creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "You guys."
Pausing in here. I have no idea who these people are. I didn't know at the time, and I still don't. I am like, I don't remember what they talked about on this podcast. It's been so long. The other ones I'm like the other ones that I've done, the other commentaries I've done, I'm like, okay, yeah, I remember now. We got to this part and this part. But this one, since I guess I wasn't a part of it, I'm just like, I don't know where any of this is going. And Alex and Macy are great guests. They never came on again. I don't know if Tanner and Connor ever talked to them again after this podcast. Maybe this was the the beginning of the end. But let's hear what happened with the Uber.
"Do you guys know what you are?" And we were like, "What?" He said, "You guys are head nurses." And we said, "Well, what does that mean?" He's like, "It means you like giving head, and I'm the head doctor." Which is like a really confusing statement because
the
I
Uber
don't know.
driver said that?
The Uber driver said that.
Huh.
What?
That's
Many
an
layers
interesting
to
one.
take
There's a
that.
lot of like,
Because if he's the doctor, then he's in charge of telling you what to do, but you're not doing it to him.
but also doesn't mean that he is
So
better
he
at
needs to be
giving
the head
head.
patient.
But if
That's
you're the
what-
head doctor, does that mean you're better at giving head than a head nurse,
Means
or
more
does that
experience and
mean?
you had to pay a lot of money.
Yeah,
to
he
go
has a
through med
PhD
school.
in
Yeah.
giving
In
head.
giving head.
But yeah, I was just very confused by that. He had a really weird name too. I can't remember at the moment, but yeah, I hit Lost Dog. They were serving like burgers at Lost Dog.
Ooh, that's a key.
I got one. It was questionable meat, so I immediately
Halloween
left
meat.
after
Mystery
eating it. Mystery meat.
Mystery meat, always fun.
And then I actually almost got in a fight at Lost Dog too.
Tell us about
Wow.
that, please.
Yeah, that's a good.
It was barely. Well, I was just like, I feel like there's like a point sometimes at nights where you're just like, I need to get home.
Mhm.
Like I don't care like what happens. I just like need to leave at this moment. So I was like at that phase, and so I just like left my group of friends, which is kind of my MO. And
Not good.
I was trying to leave. There's like one path to the door, and there were these girls in front of me, and they were like, kind of like stop and go. Like they would like not like commit to fully like walking.
Mhm.
So I kind of just like gave a big shove, and I was like, if you're gonna move, you need to move. And then they started like cursing me out, and I just kind of like ran out and got into my Uber and came home.
Wow.
Wow.
Interesting.
So the lesson is to keep walking at a consistent pace.
Keep a path to the door.
Yeah. That's not good.
That's a song. Yeah.
That's good. I don't know. I didn't. Yeah.
I'm still not over the Uber driver.
No,
saying
You're still
that-
thinking
that
about
was-
that. There's that
Yeah,
statement is
what?
just so confusing.
That's a
You don't
weird
say that to
one.
people.
Pausing here. I do not recommend making that statement. If you're an Uber driver out there and you're listening, yeah, I would. If you're gonna have that thought, keep it to yourself. Maybe you shouldn't externalize any of those thoughts to college girls in your Uber. Um, one other thought that crossed my mind here. We did record. This was another studio episode. We did record. Or, well, I say we. They recorded the episode in the Georgia Tech studio, podcast studio. We call it the podcast studio, but it's just a recording studio area. So that's why the audio is a little better. It's better than what I have right now. Right now, I'm in my little apartment. At some point, maybe we'll get the tech better. We'll get back to having some good audio equipment and things. But you guys have to keep listening. If you keep listening, then we'll up the quality. But so I'll put it on you. Anyway, yes, they are in the studio. We're gonna keep going here. We're right. I'm just checking the time here. Yeah, we're doing well. Okay, let's keep going.
I mean,
He did say that out of 1,200 Ubers, we were top 5. So maybe we handled that statement better than other Ubers have.
Yeah, maybe he's used that before.
Yeah.
It's like his go-to line. with,
how well they receive it is
Yeah.
how well he likes that Uber or that.
Mhm.
His,
yeah, maybe he says that to every Uber, like just no matter who's in it.
Just to gauge.
Yeah. he like
Just
ranks
to
them.
feel
like-
the audience.
That was a good response.
And yeah, wow. And so, did you respond after that? Like, did you say, "Hey, please don't talk to me ever again"?
Mhm.
Or
As a-
did you give him 0 stars or?
I don't know. I didn't call the Uber, so I don't know how many stars. I'm trying to figure out his name though.
That's not
so I
like
can-
tippable. Like I feel like he would have to like tip you for saying that.
His
That's
name was
true.
Flintnor.
Flintnor.
Flint? No way.
Flintnor.
Flintnor, which is a very strange name. Yeah, that's the head doctor.
No.
Wow.
He said that.
He's the head doctor.
He really is.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like an elf name.
Flint-
It
Yeah.
does.
Flintnor.
It doesn't
That,
sound- like, I don't
Flintnor
know-
the head doctor or Flintnor PhD.
PhD.
Dr. Flintnor, if you will.
Oh my goodness.
Like I don't even know what like nationality that is. Like what is Flintnor?
Elfin.
It's
Just
elfin.
yeah.
He's an
elfin.
He is an
He's an
elf.
elfin prince
hmm
who became a doctor.
Pausing here. I'm looking up Flintnor. I cannot find it online. Maybe they're pronouncing it wrong or something. I don't know what name that is. I can't find it. So just yeah. Again, this is a part commentary, part fact check, and I can't fact check the origin of Flintnor. But, okay, let's keep going.
He became a doctor, a head doctor.
A head doctor.
Top of his class and giving head.
Very accomplished. You should respect that.
I would say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
our nights were a lot more tame. We didn't find any Uber drivers that were kind of creepy.
No.
You catcalled a cop.
We
I catcalled a cop.
It
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Just
I was cat. Well, it was like a cat call like triangle. Like they cat called me, I cat called the cop
on accident.
on accident,
Yes.
and then he was like, yeah.
Have you ever legitimately catcalled?
No.
No,
That's
Isn't
good to
that
hear.
Derogatory.
no.
It is
I
very
can't-
derogatory.
Maybe like ironically, I can't think of it if I have though. Because I feel like that's something I could have done.
I think it's something that happens in like Popeye cartoons and like really old cartoons where
Catcalling?
yeah, I mean I don't think it's a thing that happens anymore. I mean I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't either. Is it? I
Right.
mean, we
You
wouldn't
guys
know. We don't get
Yeah.
catcalled.
Yeah.
It's a real
okay.
thing.
Really?
Yeah. I was walking at like 10 in the morning one time. And actually, it was earlier than that. It was like 8 in the morning because I was walking into like a rush thing. And I was wearing a skirt. And this guy, he just like honks. And he's like, he just gives me a little wave. And it was like a little much just because I was so tired. It was just literally the sun had just come up.
Yeah.
But that's not a good time. Like I feel like if there's like an opportune time to catcall,
Pausing here. Okay, interesting line to pause on. Just like with the Uber driver line, I would also not recommend catcall. Anyone really, not just women, but anyone. But yeah, I would not do the catcalling. There's really no point. You're not gaining anything. They're not gaining anything. It's just making people feel uncomfortable. There's really no point in doing it. Okay, so let's just stop with the. Let's not do it. But let's hear what Connor has to say about catcalling.
Mhm.
like I think before noon, it's just like kind of like a no zone. It's just like I don't know.
It's too early for this shit.
Yeah.
Just a blanket rule for guys: if you're gonna catcall, please just like
afternoon.
after 12 p.m.
hmm Is it catcalled if you're a male?
I think males can be catcalled.
Okay, because I've been catcalled like on my runs because I run shirtless.
Really?
Yeah, it's only happened about
Really?
like 5 times. Yeah, usually because I run to Piedmont Park,
Mhm.
and that's where like the Rainbow Road is, which is your
I literally thought you were talking about Mario Kart for a
yeah.
second.
Well, I don't know what it's actually called, but that intersection
I
where it
know
has like
Yeah.
Yeah.
10th
Yeah.
Piedmont.
and that's usually where it happens. It's usually some gay men who like call me delicious.
Is that
And-
10 a.m.? Or
It's
does
usually
it
not
have to be
10. I don't run
before
at 10 a.m.
When do
It's
you
too
run?
early. I run like usually 5 p.m.
Oh,
It's just like happy hour.
It's like
Yeah.
happy hour.
Yeah,
They've
we're-
had some drinks. They catcall me. It's like I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with
Do they
it.
whistle? Is that,
They don't whistle.
okay. Because in my mind, that's what a cat call is. It's like a
Oh,
right
okay.
from like a cartoon
Okay.
kind of thing.
I never had that happen.
Yeah.
I've never been
I don't
called
think that
delicious
happens
either.
No.
It's a bit forward.
That is a bit forward.
Yeah.
It was weird because it was at like an intersection. So I was like waiting at the road
Mhm.
with the rainbows.
There's some bars around there.
Yeah, and that's where it was. And like there was just like a group of men sitting in the bar, and they also like they kept complimenting my body, and, like saying you look nice, naked man. And so it was, I don't know, it was an experience.
The
It was the experience.
Oh my gosh, we're
Yeah.
doing it.
Podcast.
Full circle.
So
Wow.
that happens.
Well, I haven't been catcalled.
You haven't been catcalled.
Proud to report. Maybe I should go running.
You should go run. We can go running.
Shirtless.
Both get catcalled.
Yes. Okay.
We'll try it. I don't know. I don't think I want to be like catcalled though. You know what I'm saying?
It didn't seem fun.
No, it's
It's
not
not.
that fun. I mean, it's like it like makes you feel good, but at the same time, it's like weird.
It's just creepy. I'm like
Yeah.
always just waiting for like someone to do it on Nav, like North Ave, like when I'm walking down, because I'm like ready just to like yell. I just
Yell
want to like,
back?
Yeah.
well, yeah. Sometimes I'm just like in a like I don't know. Sometimes I'm just ready to
Angry.
like tell someone to like fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like I'm like always like prepared for it to happen. It
Fine. Yeah, okay. Sorry.
it's an occasional thing, but not really that often. I'll yell at like people I know sometimes on the
That's
street.
true. If I see someone I know like running, I'll be like, "Hey there." I don't know.
Really?
That's a good catcall.
That's a good
I can use
catcall.
that.
But it's to
Hey
your
there.
friends,
Hey
so
there.
it doesn't
Yeah.
have the same.
But then it's just hard sometimes because they don't know if it's you,
That's
And
true.
that just is
We
which
move
can
too
be
fast.
risky. And then they'll call you and be like, yeah, someone just like yelled at me, and you're like, that was me.
Sorry.
I
Yeah.
apologize.
Usually on the way to MARTA, if I walk to MARTA, there's always people out. Because, like, you have to walk by, like, the Varsity and Goodfellas
Oh, yeah.
and the gas station. There's always people just standing there. I'm like, this is fun.
That's my favorite part of living on North Ave, just the crackheads.
That's true.
is.
They're always out.
Really? You got
Any
crackhead
hour of the
stories?
day.
Do you have any crackhead stories?
I don't really have any good crackhead stories. Well, actually, I used to work at the Starbucks, like in Tech Square,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't like crackheads, but there was like a lot of homeless people who would like just like stay there all day. And I was like, one time I was like wiping like a surface down, and this guy was like, this is this homeless guy, and he's like super drunk, and he was just like, oh, my life would be so much better if you would just marry me. So I did get a proposal.
Whoa. Was that
Um,
before 12 p.m.?
It was after
was-
12 p.m., so
Okay,
it was
so
valid.
It's more reasonable.
Yeah. But yeah, that Starbucks actually sucks. But the weirdest thing I think ever happened there was like one time I was on the register and this guy came up and he was like, "Hey, like I have a question." And I was like, "What? Like what's up?" And he was like, "Could you like put this in the oven for me?" And he holds up like this tube of like half-eaten like raw cookie dough.
It's
And
relatable.
I was like-
I won't lie.
No, like sorry, it's against health code. And he's like, "Oh," he was like very understanding about it. Like after he just like left. But I was just like, that's kind of like a lot to assume of me. That I
Yeah.
would just like do that.
Dude, what the heck?
Just to, like actively like walk into a restaurant and just like because he must have been like
Nothing here. I'm trying to think if any restaurant would actually heat up something for you, like heat up used food. I'm calling it used. But I don't think any restaurant would ever do that, let alone the Starbucks. That doesn't really. I mean, they have like a little oven, but they're not like a. They're more of a cafe. Um, that's wild. Like, restaurants don't do that. This guy was right near George. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like. There weren't that many. There weren't that. I'm just trying to remember the area surrounding Georgia Tech. I mean, it's in Midtown Atlanta, right near downtown. So you do get a lot of different types of people. That's how I'll describe it. But yeah, okay. Well, anyway, let's just keep going.
expecting like you'd be able to just put in the oven.
Just bring ingredients.
like-
to
like
it.
just
Bringing
have
this
your
stuff,
raw cookie
going
dough.
down the restaurants.
Just be like, hey, the Starbucks might be able to cook my cookies for me.
I wonder if he did hit all of those on that road, because there's a bunch of restaurants there.
Oh yeah.
Just seeing who would do it.
Would you do it for like $20 if he like slipped you $20? He's like,
I would
Make
get
his
fired,
cookies.
man.
That's
Okay.
$20.
20 bucks. I mean, actually, that would be more than I made in like 3 hours working there. But I mean, probably not, just because I just can't deal with all that for minimum wage.
Mhm. Sure. What is the difference between that Starbucks and the Starbucks Reserve? That's like in the fancy area.
So that Starbucks in Tech Square sucks. I would encourage everyone to boycott it because I hate the management. It's terrible. It's like a licensed Starbucks, so it doesn't take like rewards, and they like it doesn't
I
take
learned that.
rewards. Yeah, but you can get free. The one nice thing about that one is you can get free refills like on like anything. Like you just bring in a receipt from that same day, even if you
Really?
like left. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's really like, God, to get into like the Starbucks policy, it's like iced coffee, iced tea lemonades, hot coffee, but like, yeah, you can get free refills. But my manager sucked there, and like all the managers at that like Barnes and Noble are just like awful. They're like terrible people. Like this one of my coworkers, like, I'm saying like so many times, but he like made a sandwich for a customer and they left it behind, so he like ate it on his break, and they called GTPD on him and got him banned from campus for like theft.
Oh.
But yeah, at the Starbucks Reserve, I would encourage you to go there because that's an actual Starbucks. They take rewards. It's a reserve location, so I think they have like reserve coffees, like it's like these like special like blends that are like more like small batch, and I like those a lot more than like the regular like Starbucks stuff.
Because that's what I had to do. Because my mom, like, she goes to Starbucks and then lets me use the rewards because she knows I'm poor, and so like, that's when I had to walk to. Like, it's just like so fancy in there.
That one's
Like, I didn't
better.
feel comfortable. It's like outside of like my like norm. So I was just
You
curious,
just
like,
felt you didn't belong.
I felt like I didn't belong. Like the thing, it was like everything was like handwritten in chalk. Like I was like, this place is nice.
Try going to an actual coffee house.
I went to a Starbucks Reserve in Seattle, and it was like massive. It was probably, I don't know, the size of like a huge restaurant, and they had like all the coffee beans were roasted there, and they had like a bunch of different options. Like they
Yeah.
had flights of iced coffee.
Okay, we're gonna pause there. I'm trying to find a good spot. I think we're gonna stop there. On this note, I am trying to. I don't think I've ever been to a Starbucks Reserve. I didn't know that was a thing. Um, I guess it's a thing. Currently 7 in operation. Wow. Well, there you go. I don't think there's a Starbucks Reserve in Atlanta anymore, if there was one. Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Starbucks Reserve. Well, you know what? There's one in Seattle. Maybe I'll check. Anyway, um, oh, it first opened in December 2014. Interesting. Okay. The rarest and best quality coffees are at these. Okay, they sell the Starbucks Reserve coffee at places, so that's what we're doing. Anyway, we're right around the 19-minute mark on this episode the original episode, I should say. So we're gonna wrap it up here. This is part 1 of the commentary. I hope you come back for parts 2 and 3. They'll be out each week, each subsequent week. Yeah, like I said, keep listening. You know, take time. If you hadn't told a friend about this podcast, go ahead and tell a friend. But we're gonna keep doing these commentaries, and so yeah, thank you for listening.